All right. I am here today with Payton Palmer, and Payton lives in North Alabama. He's actually a college student and he's studying education and history. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I had a chance to meet him when he came to Colorado with his dad, Brent Palmer, who is an amazing leader in our company and in our team. And I was just so impressed with his age. He's a college student, 23 years old, and with his story. So I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit about him. So Peyton grew up immersed in the industry, watching his dad lead by example and dreaming of one day working alongside him. Today, that dream is a reality thanks to Partner Co. Peyton not only transformed his health, losing 52 pounds. It's hard to believe you don't look like you can lose 52 pounds and going from a size large to a small, but also created a lifestyle he loves. He balances coaching football, traveling, and helping others design the lives they've always wanted to, along with being a college student. Peyton is passionate about showing others how to live fully, freely, and intentionally. He was also in Salt Lake with us, and he earned the trip to Punta Cana, so he's going to be going there. So thank you so much, Payne, for taking the time to meet with us today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you so much. So let's start with your story. What was it like growing up in this industry and watching your dad?
So I've always looked up to my dad. When he was a high school football coach, I roamed the sidelines with him. So I grew up in a locker room. So I always wanted to be him. And then
Aw.
once he quit coaching and he went to be a principal, then he got into network marketing. And so I was about 10 years old. And so I was always in the meetings and in the car rides, going home to home, listening to him speak and my mom speak as well. So growing up watching that and seeing not only how it transformed our family and really, I mean, it changed our family's life forever, and for generations, for sure, generations. It really just the industry changed that, but then also being able to see how he changed other people's lives. It's been incredible. So I always watching him, I always knew this is what I wanted to do.
Aw, I love that. Okay. And so how did it change your family as you were growing up? Are you talking about financially or
Yeah. So
how?
financially, I mean, my mom's a first grade teacher. Dad was a high school football coach. Great professions, but everybody knows they don't pay well. I've got a sister, and then my parents also took two kids in to live with us also. So there were four of us, and two teacher salaries. That doesn't add up too good. But so what he's been able to create financially, will benefit for generations.
Absolutely. Well, I am a daughter of a teacher, and we just had, one parent as the breadwinner. So that was, I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you. When did you know that you wanted to follow in his footsteps and be part of it yourself?
So really, I mean, literally since I was 10 is I wanted to do this. And so when I would be in elementary school, the teachers would ask like, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I'm like, I'm going to be a network marketer. And they're like, no, like your real job. And I'm like, no, that's going to be my real job. So really forever. But about a year ago, I decided like, hey, I'm going to do this. And we can get in kind of that later because it goes along with a lot of different things. But a year ago, I decided now's my time to go live my dream.
Okay, wonderful. So, how old were you when your father did this full time, when he was able to leave his job, his
I was, I believe
coaching?
I was 10. I think I was
Okay,
10.
okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
somewhere around there, anyways.
Okay, close enough. You mentioned losing 52 pounds. Can you tell us how long that took and what role did the drops play in your transformation?
So the drops were everything. I coached football along with being in college, and I've been active my whole life. But I quit being playing sports and coaching and going to class, and you kind of got to eat what you got to eat and all the things. I added weight quickly, and um, a little over a year ago, I decided I really wanted to lose 10 pounds. That was my goal. And so I started taking the drops and I've started eating from the food list. I did not work out any.
You
And
didn't?
no, I did
Really?
not work out any. I would walk every now and then, but pretty much it was just the drops and eating from the food list. 3 months in, I lost 30 pounds. 4 months in, I lost 45 pounds. And then now I maintained that for over the year. But then so in Destin, I started to AbVantage with the drops, and now I'm down 52 pounds. And I went from almost needing extra larges. I'm not tall either, so me to need extra larges was really bad. And now I'm in smalls, and so that's been pretty incredible.
That is amazing. So, as a college student living in the South, which we know that there's not a lot of as many food choices, how challenging has that been to eat off the food plan? And can you describe it a little bit for people that don't know what the food plan, like kind of what is made up of?
Yeah, so the food plan is just low glycemic foods. And it's really what I like to think of. It's kind of like what God made you to eat. Like, so what I tried to do with what I was eating, it really wasn't hard for me to change what I was eating. Like, as soon as I flipped the switch in my head, like I'm going to do this, I just did it. And I would try to eat whole foods, non-processed foods. But then the approved food list is everything, and having the circle of health that tells ingredients and how you can, like, we still eat spaghetti, but we use chickpea noodles, like just little things in the ingredients that have allowed me to not have to eat the same 3 meals was a game changer. But then, just being conscious about what I'm eating was probably the biggest thing. Like, when me and my friends want to go out to eat, I'll get a grilled chicken Caesar salad with buffalo sauce. Like, I've been eating that for a year. I've got that order down to a science. So, but then, there's just a lot of things. And I think for me, and I tell people this too, if you can commit to doing it and eating right for 2 weeks, you've got it.
Okay, so it just kind of changes. I feel like it changed what I wanted. Like
Yes,
it changed
absolutely.
what you're wanting to eat, and so you're looking for healthier food because your body's craving it.
Right.
Okay, wonderful. So how have your friends and colleagues taken all of this as far as seeing you change in size and change the way you're eating? Is it inspiring them or are they giving you a hard time or
No, well, it's definitely kind of all of the above. Several of my friends have joined me and do the business with me. Um, I mean, my whole family is doing something, whether they're taking the drops or products or whatever. But then there's definitely been people like, be negative along the way, and so you got to block that noise out. I actually have a sticky note on my computer that says chase your dreams, block out the negative noise, and embrace the ones who support you.
oh
And
wow.
I think that is so important, whether it's losing weight or whether it's trying something new or no matter what it is, embracing the people who's in your corner is everything. And that makes it easier to block out those negative voices.
I love that. I love that. Okay, great. Okay, so it sounds like you were able to encourage some people on this journey. Is that true? And you've been able to get people on your team?
Yeah. So for me, like most of the people that join my team is in it for finances. So creating wealth, making, whether it's trying to make a lot of money, trying to make a couple extra $100 a week and turning it in, whatever. But we've sold hundreds of boxes through me sharing my story and just running the system of growth. And so that's been amazing, helping other people lose weight and just be healthy. Like one of my best friends, he actually, I guess he kind of fits into both categories, but he came in on my team to make some money, but he also wanted to lose some weight and he lost 30 pounds on his first box of drops. So it's been
First
incredible.
box?
Yeah, it's been incredible to see. And so we've kind of ran with it.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Okay. So you're balancing entrepreneurship, coaching football, and going to college. How has Partner Co made that possible?
Well, without Partner Co, there's no way any of it would have been possible. Because in college and being able to having to support myself, I've got to have an income. And Partner Co allows me to go coach football for fun because I love being able to impact players' lives and just I love the game. So Partner Co allows me to do that because Partner Co is paying me to go help other people and use technology to do it. Whereas I don't have to go wait tables, or I don't have to go sit at a desk, or I don't have to go put my time into something. I can do this online, and Zooms and everything makes it work. But then I can also go coach football. But then it also allows me to study. Like I can do my classes. My classes are online, most of them. And it really just Partner Co gives me the time freedom to do what I want to do.
That's amazing. Okay. What has been your favorite experience or moment since joining this company?
So there's been a bunch, but my favorite experience is the first time that I was on stage with my dad. That was by far my favorite experience just because I've been on stage with him, like being introduced and stuff my whole life, but to actually sit at the table with him to be able to go help people and make money and do all the things that we do here, but to actually like I'm my own person, I'm here and I'm living that dream being on stage with him and getting to help other people. So that's been my favorite. And that probably came, I should say, that was probably in Birmingham Connect. Um, that was my first time really being on stage speaking. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Okay, you say you're living your dream. What does that look like from day to day? What are you doing every day that's, might be mundane? That if somebody was looking at this, what would you say needs to be done every day?
I think this is the most important part to building a massive business, and it gets overlooked because people try to do all the fancy things, but it really just comes down to talking to people. Like, it doesn't have to be, I'm like, I'm, um, like I'm just, hey, have you ever heard of Partner Code? Like, that's not it. It's just coming in contact with people, having conversations with them, just treating people like humans, and then intentionally listening to what they have to say. So, whenever whether they might bring up, they need some extra time, they want to create time freedom, or they might need some extra money, or they need to lose weight, or they drink energy drinks. Once I hear that they need something that we have to offer, then I plant that seed. But it all just comes from treating people like humans and connecting dots and building relationships just in the world and then seeing what it turns into.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who's where you are, who is where you are and they starting like, they're looking at starting. What advice would you give them?
I would just say figure out why you want to do it. Everybody says know your why, but figure out why you want to do it, write it down, and write down your biggest dream that's almost unimaginable, but we're going to make it imaginable. Write that down and then go write down small things that you can accomplish on your way up to doing that, because I feel like once you have that written down, now you have a plan and we'll help you create a plan to how you can accomplish those things. Um, but also, the biggest thing is just run the system, listen to the people that's been there and done it before, and then block out. Don't worry about what people think. And that's a lot easier said than done. But don't worry, nobody's going to get you to your dreams. Like, you've got to go make it happen for yourself. So there's no point in worrying about what other people think because they're not going to help you get there anyways. So that would be my advice.
Okay. What age or kind of age bracket are you selling most of your drops to and you growing your team with? What
Most of
ages?
them's probably 98% is probably 30 down to 18.
Okay.
And I mean, there's some in kind of maybe a little bit, like 40 to 30, and then there's been some older too, but 30 to 18 is the biggest majority.
Okay, and why do you think they're drawn to it? Because I feel like I haven't reached that many in that age bracket.
Well, for one, I think it's just the audience that you attract. So it's definitely easier for young people to attract young people just because that's the same thing for older people attracting older people. But I also think putting young testimonies out there more attracts, like people want to see people that they can relate to themselves. And so when I post my transformation out there, a young person can relate it because I'm young, or but it could be anybody putting younger testimony, like more diverse group of people, as far as the age gap. um, I think attracts more people like that, if that makes sense.
Okay. And the other thing I was going to ask is I've looked at your social media account and you are great at posting. So what is your advice for people that are looking at using this system and using their social media?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest thing. I tell people every day, like, if you're not using social media to make money in 2025, there's no point in having it. Like, I would not have social media if I couldn't make money from it. Um, but the biggest thing is just do it and don't worry about being perfect. Like, everybody thinks it's got to be like perfect, it's got to be beautiful. I've got to say all the right things, and I used to be that way, but it doesn't have to be. Like, people want to know real people, they want to know real results, real stories. So just get on there and be real. And but you've got to use it to your advantage. To me, for the most part, now some people are great at just going out and talking to people, but to me, if you tell me you want to build a business and you truly want to make money, but you won't take the time to use social media, then you don't want it bad enough, because most people is not good enough to go out there and just talk to 100 people. And that's what I say. Like, somebody will be like, "Oh, well, I only got 200 friends on Facebook." I'm like, "Well, that's 200 people going to see your post. That would be equivalent of you walking out and talking to 200 people." So social media is the biggest tool, and I think it's a have to use to really build your business.
Okay, wonderful. I've got two more questions for you. One is what you mentioned you use AbVantage, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that and any other products that you really like besides just the drops.
Yeah, so I kind of take almost every product that we have. The biggest one for me is Limu Original. I've been drinking it since we got in when I was 10. And I
Wow.
know we can't treat, diagnose, or cure anything, but I had acid reflux really, really bad.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was supposed to be on medication my whole life. Started drinking Limu Original. I've been drinking it from since I was 10. I haven't took any medication since I was 10, and my acid reflux is no longer there. Um, but I also love the MOA. I love for recovery, for working out, running. Also gut health. It's super good for that. So anything gut health, the probiotics. I love the noni. Um, I love Elite. Renew. I mean, I try to put all of our products are amazing. So I try to use every one of them that I can. The protein, the power boost, the pre-workout. Um, but AdVantage was a game changer for me, because I didn't know how bad visceral fat was until I dove into really what that did and what it was. And so, as far as getting rid of visceral fat, like health wise, that is so important. But also, just like for the looks, like I lost 45 pounds, but I wasn't like ripped, if you would say, in my stomach. And so, like a week into taking AdVantage, I had not perfect, but I had a six pack. And I could really see the muscles, and it's pretty cool. We have a certain kind of weight scale, and it tells you your visceral fat. And like, since I've started taking AdVantage, my visceral fat is in the good area. My metabolic age is 19, so that's 4 years difference.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah, so I love all our products. AdVantage was a game changer. Oh, I will have to say, my buddy that lost 30 pounds on his first box, he also started taking AdVantage the same day he did the drops. So I
Okay.
said that I forgot till now, but so he's took both the whole time. So we don't really know what whatever, but he's took both, and that's what he's lost. So
Awesome. Wow. I love that he started right away, that he was open enough, like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to
yes.
jump in. Eat from the food list, do the drops and AbVantage. Okay. Last question. What's your biggest goal now, and how are you helping others reach theirs?
So my biggest goal is to be financially free by the time I'm 26. And my bigger goal, and I used to not say this, but my bigger goal is to become a millionaire by the time I'm 30.
Wow.
Um,
Okay. You're on your way.
and yeah, and I will get there for sure. It's I'm on route. But it goes bigger than that. It's more of helping people create the lifestyle that they want to live. And that's my goal. Like that's my goal, but that's my goal to help other people as well, because whether it's maybe they want to be financially free, maybe they want to have the time freedom to travel, maybe they love their job like me. I love coaching, but I need more money. So I don't have to coach for the money, because if I did, I would be having to do something else. Here I can coach because I love coaching, not because I have to. Maybe you want to stay at home. Maybe like you can literally whatever you want to do with Partner Co, you can do that. But you got to go work and build it. But that's my passion, and that's what drives me every day, is go help people either that want to be healthy, or they want to create wealth, or they want to do both. And we have that to offer here, and that's my biggest I feel like my calling is to go educate everyone, especially the young generation, on what we have to offer, because so many people need it.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Peyton, for taking the time to meet with me. I have just been so inspired and impressed by your story. And I have just been so humble and grateful to your dad, who has just been so generous and has helped our team and so many people around the world. So you both are really changing lives everywhere. So just thank you so much, and keep doing what you're doing. And I would love to follow you and hear back as your story unfolds. So thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Well, thank you so